In the West Coast Conference men's basketball opening round matchup tonight, the Pepperdine Waves defeat the Pacific Tigers 61-53. And with the victory, Pepperdine moves on to the second round. Tomorrow at 6 p.m., they'll face LMU. We're joined by Pepperdine head coach Lorenzo Romar, student athletes Daryl Polk Jr. and Colby Ross. Coach Romar, we'd like to begin with you, please, an opening statement on the win.
A big gut check victory for us. Pacific, you know, you talk about teams that are a difficult matchup for you. They are a very difficult matchup for us, evidenced by them sweeping us in the regular season and this game just being an all-out war tonight. They are undersized like we are. They have players that can play multiple positions like we have. So in some ways we're comparable, but they're very, very physical. But I couldn't be happier with our team, just the amount of mental and physical toughness we showed down the stretch.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take questions from media members. If you got one, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Let us know your name and affiliation. We'll start with John here in the second row.
Hi, John Crumpacker, West Coast Conference Sports. To Colby, what was the reaction of you and your teammates when you saw your Andre there after banging his head pretty good? What effect did that have on the team at that point in the game?
It was a scary moment. You know, you hate when a teammate or, you know, anyone you're close to, you know, goes down with an injury like that. But it brought us all together because at the end of the day, we were, you know, trying to get the win for him. And we knew how much he wanted to be out there with us. And, you know, we're just hoping for the best for him, you know, praying and chanting for him, so.
Other questions for Pepperdine?
To Daryl, you were trailing by about 8 points midway second half. How did you turn that around in your favor?
I think that Dre going down kind of brought us together as a team. We knew we had to come together for him, and then just we had to fight for our seniors. We didn't want them to be this to be their last game, so we just had to make a point that it's not going to be their last game.
Go over here to our right in the back.
Adam Hill, Las Vegas Review-Journal. For both players, can you just talk about playing for Coach this season and what he has meant? Obviously, he has a ton of experience and he's been around college basketball, so what he's meant to both you guys?
Oh, okay. I mean, when I first got here, he changed me a lot just as a person, but not even in basketball. Just the way I'm taking care of myself, just that affected a lot. And then basketball, he's just giving me tips. He knows he's the smartest basketball player I kind of played for. So I just take everything I can from him, and I have 3 more years, so this should be fun.
Playing for Coach Romar has been a blessing. One of the best coaches, you know, in the country, best coach I've ever played for. You know, just giving me, you know, freedom to make plays, you know, lead when I need to lead, and just, you know, do what he needs me to do. And, you know, I'm just thankful to have him as a coach, and he's definitely made me a better player since last year. And, you know, we're just trying to make a run, you know, in this tournament.
We'll go to John.
Yeah, Lorenzo, how important, especially in the second half, was Victor? I'm not going to make a stab at his last name, but how important was he to your winning this game here tonight?
All of a sudden, when they drove to the rim, there was someone there that was against their drive. He blocked 2 shots, and I mean, they threw the ball way up, and he went way up to go get the ball, and that puts something on your mind. It allows our guys to have even more confidence on the perimeter to get up and really try to defend, knowing that if someone gets to the rim, that he's going to be there to stop the shot. Even though he didn't score a lot of points, even offensively, I know both of these guys, Colby and DJ, can tell you that because of his length and his athletic ability, anytime we run something in the pick and roll, that's a guy you have to guard because you can throw to the rim and he can go up and get it and finish it. So tonight, a big thing with Vic is he didn't get in foul trouble. There are other games where he was in foul trouble and he wasn't able to stay long enough to have an impact like he had tonight.
And do you have an update on your player, Andre?
Not yet. Not yet. We're still waiting on that.
We'll go to the back here. Name and affiliation, please.
Spencer McLaughlin, KSCU. Coach Romar, you guys trailed for really most of the game and were down by as many as 9 in the first half. What were the biggest changes you saw in your team from a coaching perspective from the first to the second half?
Well, some of that had to do with Vic. We mentioned DJ decided that he was going to go in there and be a pest like he can be. And just overall, our guys, I think, just rallied up and really tried to guard. In the first 2 games, understand that Pacific made 21 three-pointers combined in the 2 games. And we felt playing against them this time that had been maybe the difference. Well, in that second half, we did a tremendous job of taking them off the three-point line, which forced them into our guys where we could either draw charges or get blocks. And I thought that made a big difference. It was really interesting. Just under the 4-minute mark, Colby came back in, and when he gets this zone in his head, he gets this mindset, he's going to take and make a big shot. And that 3 was the separator. I think it was a 2-point game, and when he hit that 3, I think even though we had just been battling, everybody was lifted up by that shot, and that gave us a little separation. But it was the defensive end that got it going. Also think we got fouled a lot down the stretch. We were able to get into the double bonus, and we made our free throws. I think DJ might have made 5 of them.
Congratulations. Joining us now from the Pacific Tigers, head coach Damon Stoudemire, along with student athlete Jeremiah Bailey. Coach, we'd like to begin with you, please, an opening statement on the game tonight.
Tough loss. Disappointing from the standpoint of we probably lost the game. The only way you can lose it, you turn the ball over. We don't get shots at the rim. You look at Jalil Tripp's line, and it's donuts all the way through with 5 fouls, and it's just hard to win games like that when he gets you organized offensively. He's not on the floor. We just in that second half we never got a rhythm, we never got a flow, but you got to get him credit. I thought that I would say Pepperdine would if they were sitting up here, they probably matured a little bit tonight. You win without, Kobe Ross giving his best effort, but you find a way to win. And, he struggled against us all season. And, for them to still be able to excuse me, to pull out that win. And I said it at halftime, and I'm just looking down at the stat. Polk really played well for them, and he hurt us. I felt like he was hurting us early, and he really hurt us. Those 15 points hurt us. So, you got to give them a lot of credit. They were the tougher team tonight, and it was an ugly game, but the tougher team won.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take questions now for Pacific, for media members here. If you got it, we got a microphone for you to use as well. John.
Hi, John Krempacker, West Coast Conference Sports for Jeremiah. Despite what your coach said about it being an ugly game, you had a little bit of an edge there in the midway in the second half, and then it sort of just vanished. What didn't you do to maintain the edge that you had there at that point in the game?
I think it's very obvious. Mentally, I let it slip away. I wasn't mentally locked in for a full 40. Like Coach was preaching from the beginning of the game. We had guaranteed 40 minutes left, and right there it shows that I wasn't locked in for the full 40. 30 minutes at max, and it hurt. Those minutes hurt, and that's the outcome of the game.
Damon, you referenced Jalil. He got in the early foul trouble. Did that just sort of throw off his game entirely? It seemed like he just really was out of sorts. And normally he does, everything for you. And tonight was just a dramatic.
Weird game. He plays hard. The effort was there. Sometimes just, how it goes. The intent isn't there. We've all been. Well, I've been there before. The mental approach to the game, I've preached that to our guys all season. Pretty sure JB will tell you. I'm really big on the mental part of the game, and when the game was on, we couldn't get it done. You have timely turnovers where you don't even get an attempt at the bucket. We were up 10, and we probably had 3 or 4 possessions, but we didn't even get a shot up. You can't have that when you're leading. It happens, but it's tough when Jalil's, he plays 15 minutes, but he didn't even have a field goal attempt. No field goal attempt, 1 assist. Kai Cabela's, he struggled a little tonight. 0 of 7. So that's 2 starters where you didn't get production from on the offensive end. We played well enough, good enough defense, to win the game. We've played good enough defense, I think, to win a lot of games. And for whatever reason this year, it happens sometimes. The offense just failed us.
Any other questions for Pacific?
Coach, you talked about not being able to find the rhythm in the second half. Do you credit Pepperdine's defense for that, or the whole mental issues that you guys, just not checked in mentally in the second half?
Well, it's a little bit of both. I thought that they played good defense. They really did a good job of taking some things away from us. But when it gets to that point in the game, you got to find a way, you know. And I preach to these guys, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. I've done it as a player and I've done it as a coach, but it's really hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year, you know, because they know everything that we do. So you have to lock in. And, you know, we had a couple mental lapses, and, you know, they would come down and they would score, and you know, it just, you could see the momentum slipping. I could see the momentum slipping because I know my team. You know, I know my team very well. You know, Tripp picks up fouls. He has to go sit down. Kendall Small picks up his 4th shot here or there. But then we were down 2. Kobe Ross hits a big 3. That was a big shot. And, you know, we just never we never recovered from that.
Jeremiah, this one's for you. You were completely locked in the first half. You said you felt yourself kind of fall out. Do you know why? Was it something that you did, they did? What allowed you to just kind of lose the mental focus?
You know, beginning with my first, you know, Division I season, it was a lot of punches I had to take, had to learn, had to understand. But right from the get-go, that was a big game, 40 minutes guaranteed. And it's not a particular play, but it's being locked in for that full 40. And it just wasn't there. It was not a particular play. It just wasn't being there for the full 40.
Thank you very much for the time. Appreciate it.
All right.